Hi, it's Katrina. For this conversation, I'm just going to talk a little bit about preparing for marathon writing. That was the goal. However, these principles can be applied to any project that you need to accomplish. It can be applied to any writing that you need to do. Because really, you don't want all of these things to interrupt the progress that you are making on your writing project. So, let's start with our list. It's actually pretty straightforward, and most of them probably seem like common sense. First things first, make sure that your equipment is in good working order. Means your computer is up, you have the right uh, document open. If you're writing by hand, you want to make sure that you've got your notebook on hand. You want to make sure your pen or pencil is working. And while you're doing that, you can also take a few moments to refresh yourself on what you're working on. So, as you're, I draw stars or lines or something when I'm checking each morning. For my, for me, I journal in the mornings, and I usually journal at night. That gives me a list for the day and keeps me focused. So, I do this in the mornings. I check my pen, I check my book, I just a little line, little mark, and while I'm doing that, I read a little bit about what I did last night, the night, or what I was doing, what project I was working on. If I'm working on a story, I would read the last paragraph or two so that I re-engage my mind where I need it to be. You can do the same thing while you're bringing your document up and making sure your computer is working correctly, all your updates are done, and you're good to go. After that, you want to eliminate distractions. Now, your phone has a do not disturb sign or do not disturb setting. Excuse me. They do have apps to limit do not disturb. Do not disturb can also be interrupted when someone calls urgently, repeatedly. Now, that usually only happens for emergencies, which of course generates a situation where you need to understand that is the only way you're going to be contacted. It prevents distraction and allows you to focus. The next thing you need to do is shut down all of your social media notifications on your computer. Actually, really, you want to shut down all notifications on your computer for a period of time. You can set this up for 3 hours, 4 hours. There are apps to do this, certainly for Windows and I believe also for Mac, that you are able to look this up, identify the period window you want, and nothing comes through that you know about until that window is over. Now, if you don't need an app to stay focused, then you want to close your browser. After your browser is closed, you want to eliminate any other apps, your Skype and Hangouts or whatever you've got that are phone call communication apps. Dual, I think, is the other one for Hangout for Google these days. Once you've eliminated all of these open interactive distractions, you want to pave the way for you to focus by making sure you've got any snacks you need, music ready if that's what you need to focus, any drinks. For me, that's water most of the time. Sometimes it's coffee, and that's it. As soon as you have eliminated your distractions, ensured your equipment is up to date, enabled those around you to be limited or aware and limited in contact with you, make them aware that you're doing this. It will enable them to help you stay focused by not interrupting you. And you're all set. I personally always pick a quiet time. That's why you see me at 5:30 in the morning for writing sprints. It's before my kids are moving for the day, or in my case, lately, it's just as they're getting moving for the day. And they're focused on other things, so I have the flexibility to stay focused on this. It's a lovely and wonderfully empowering thing. But if you don't have that kind of schedule, then setting your day up to include a block of time such as this would now enable you to have a longer period of time to write, focused, and be enabled to accomplish the goal you set when you sat down and started the book in the first place. It's great talking to you, and I am looking forward to seeing you in tomorrow's sprints. Bye-bye.